I'm definitely one to get sucked in by the excitement of new makeup, new launches, new promises from brands. Listen, do I believe everything brands tell us about their new products? Absolutely not. I know, as well as you know, a lot of brands make claims that kind of are BS. Basically, I have gathered 5 of the worst products in my collection of products from each category. So, well, not every single category, but I have the worst foundation I own, the worst highlighter I own, the worst lip pencil and lip product I own, the worst blush, and the worst setting spray. And I guess I'm kind of just showing you them today, but I'm also, a part of me is willing to give them a second chance and a third chance for one of them. Okay, let's get into it. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, follow me over on Instagram, it's at RobertWLSH. A lot goes on down there. Okay, let's start with foundation. This is the Dior Forever Skin Perfect Multi-Use Foundation Stick. It says Blur and Perfect 24-hour wear and hydration. I fell for it. I fell for influencers saying that this was one of the best foundations they've ever used. I just don't believe it. Let's take a little look. This is the full shade range. It's okay. It's not the best. I have shade 1.5N neutral and I have 2N, which is, I guess, is 2 neutral as well. I'm gonna go with the darker one. What's the dark? Oh, they're kind of actually both the same. Let's just use this one. So the claim is that this is a multi-use foundation stick with a natural blurred finish that provides 24-hour wear and hydration with buildable coverage. My issue with this was, I guess it wasn't as great as everyone had kind of hyped it up to be. This is a shade 2N. I'm actually gonna use a flat foundation brush because what's that? A bit of broken pencil. I'm actually gonna use a flat foundation brush because last time I used it, I think I did like buffing motions, and I feel like sticks work really well just being really pressed and worked into the skin. So my issue with this was it just wasn't all it was like cracked up to be. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, my skin has never looked this good. It's never been so amazing. But I found it kind of like it's being now, quite textured on the skin. Considering it's meant to be like a blurring foundation, my thoughts were it would sit very well on top of textured skin, you know, like for me, I'm quite porous around the nose, on my cheeks. I have like sun damage on my cheeks. When it said like blurring, I was like, okay, great, it's going to be quite smooth on those areas, because even if the foundation doesn't blur the skin, it tends to sit really well. If it claims to be blurring, it tends to sit really well, because to me, blurring means, okay, it's going to have a little bit of those like silicone-y textures to it where it just kind of sits on top. Whereas when I used it, I was like, no, this just looks like any other foundation. I actually have foundations that are a lot more affordable, that are a lot better. And considering this is around the $49, £49 mark, I would want it to be exceptional compared to a lot of my other foundations. Now, actually, is $49, let's call it 50, outrageous compared to a lot of foundation prices at the moment? Actually, not really. If you look at the average foundation cost that isn't drugstore, you're kind of looking at a similar mark. And listen, you all know, again, my love-hate relationship with Dior. I love their like blush sticks. I think they're beautiful. Hate their eyeshadow. So because the blush was like more of a complexion thing, I was like, okay, maybe I'll enjoy their foundation. And it's quite a risk, you know, matching yourself online and then choosing a foundation. I could absolutely go into store. But I was like, let me just try it. Let me just see if I like it. And it's not even that. I was like, okay, I can use this. This is fine. This will come in handy. I was like, I just don't get the hype. Like, I literally had never seen so many people talk about this foundation in a way that it just is not. Like, I can't remember the last time I've seen people overhype a foundation like this, where they were acting like, and you know, even influencers that I enjoy, beauty influencers whose content I enjoy and trust, were acting like this was some groundbreaking formula, you know, doing things they'd never seen a foundation do before. And it's just not that at all. Like, I mean, it's just so underwhelming. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. One of the main things in the description is a, what does it say? Blurring filter effect. Nothing about this is a blurring filter effect. You can see all the detail on my skin, which, you know, is true detail, it exists. But again, I can wear other foundations and it doesn't look like this. What I find confusing is, you're gonna tell me it's blurring, you're gonna tell me it's filter effect, but then it's also full of skincare and gives a glow. There are not many foundations that can be blurring and glowy at the same time, because a lot of the time, a blurring effect means this semi-matte finish. It kind of almost has to be semi-matte to be blurry. Nothing like about that is blurry. That's not blurry. What were we talking about blur? Even their pictures on the website give matter than this. This is, to me, this is a glowy foundation. Am I wrong? This is a glowy foundation. And actually, I'm going to have to build it up in some areas because it's just so, I don't know. It's just not what's, it's like I'm using a completely different foundation. If you gave me this foundation and then the description, I would be like, oh, I picked up the wrong one. Oh, I'm using the wrong one, because this is not at all what the description is. And don't get me wrong, I can get use out of this when I'm filming. You know what I mean? Like, I can mattify it a little bit, but I don't feel like it's complementary to my skin. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't wear this out. I couldn't wear it to an event. I couldn't wear it somewhere where I wanted my skin to look its best. Infused with blurring pigments, the lightweight texture blends seamlessly onto the skin, visibly minimizing the appearance of pores. Incorrect. And concealing imperfections. Resistant to heat and humidity, this longwear foundation stick ensures a flawless finish up to 24 hours. There is no way. If I went out in the heat, the humidity with this foundation, there's no way this will be staying on my face. Absolutely no way. It is so wet. You may have seen this a few times on my channel, twice actually. This is the YSL Make Me Blush Bold Blurring Blush. This is the shade 83 Spicy Berry. I've gone for a little bit of a purple because we've gone quite neutral on the eyes, so I wanted to do something a little bit more brighter. I didn't like this when I first used it. I then gave it a second chance and I was like, okay, it's not terrible. And then I was like, okay, could I like it more? Could I like it again? Again, it's one of those products that is like, it's bold, it's blurring, it does this, it does this. And when it actually came to using it, it was again completely underwhelming. It was nothing special. It wasn't like overly, you know, that was not the shade to use. That is so pigmented. That is crazy. Okay, it's fine. We can fix this. We can fix this. But my issue was with how it sat on the skin. It looked kind of patchy, it looked kind of dense, and it wasn't this color. We used more of a neutral shade. But I think this is a good way to show you. Can you see how it's kind of like, and I guess the foundation underneath isn't doing any favors because it is so wet, but can you see this patchiness, the way it grips onto the skin? So I'm going to put down a light layer first. Really make sure that's part of the foundation underneath. Really push and blend that into the foundation. So we're making a base for more of an even outfit. But even, look, it's just what's going on here. And this is an issue I've had with it before, right? Like, I've used different brushes, I've used different colors, I've used it on top of different foundations. It is just not, it's almost like it's not made to use with makeup. I know it sounds crazy. Now, I like the purple. The purple's like insane. What the fuck? Blurring how? How would that be blurring in any way? It's just gripping. Oh, it's so bad. It is so bad. That's actually one of the worst. You know what? I had better luck with one that was a bit more neutral. Perhaps because you couldn't see color too much, but it still should not be performing like this. That's vile. That's actually vile. That's actually insane. Let's take that off and try a different method. And again, it seems to be one of these products that makes all these like claims. Like, it's gonna blur, it's gonna do all this, it's gonna do, and like nothing of the sort, absolutely nothing. It's these luxury brands, I tell you, they're just taking the piss. Okay, so let's try a lighter brush. And I'm gonna tap some off on my hand just before. And let's do a little bit more like here. Okay, we're not going to judge too much on the color because obviously the color is not made for me. But again, it just looks patchy. I just don't like it. And again, not just this color. Every time I use this blush, it looks patchy. It looks awful. We can deal with this. We can deal with this for now. It's just not a good formula blush to me. I just don't like it one bit. I just think it's shit. I just think it's shit. It's like described as a silky powder, but it's nothing like that. What, like, I mean, that's, yeah, oh my God, I just don't know. I just don't know. I just hate that texture so much. I got 2 marks here from where I had a little. Next up is the About Face Ballet Beam Highlighting Pearls. This is one of the worst highlighters I have for me, right? Because overall, I feel like if you're very fair skin, this will be beautiful on your face. You have a lot of options here. You know, you have that option to mix it all together, but when you actually do, it kind of just comes out pure white. So on my skin tone, I think I did a whole video about it. On my skin tone, it just does not look good. It doesn't look good at all. So what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna take like the more of a darker shade here and mix it in a little bit with this pinky. Let's just give ourselves a little bit of highlight. This is how I'm going to be able to use it. Because other than that, I can't use any of the other shades in this palette because it makes me look pure white. And then the deeper one is too red on me. There's nothing really for the in-between shades if you want a good highlighter. Like, you could get this, absolutely, and you can use, like, actually, let's not do that. You could use the other bits on your eyes, you can use it on your lips, you can do whatever with it. But if you want to use it as a highlight, like it's advertised in the actual advert itself, I wouldn't recommend it at all. Would not recommend it. Even the deeper one, if you have a deeper skin tone, it's red. That whole palette is just red. So if you don't really want red blush or red highlight, it's going to be no use. I mean, that does look beautiful. That looks really, really nice, especially actually on top of this blush. But that's all I can use it for. I can't really use the blue. I can't really use the yellow or the white. And even if I did, or the pink, even if I did pop them on top of eye makeup, they all just come out the same shade on me. It's all the same shade of white. It just looks frosty and dusty. So, I mean, on their website, when they show it on the deeper model, it's not going to look that great. They've really done a trick with light here, I feel, that makes it look like, oh my God, it's such a glow. It's the color white. As you can see here, it's quite white and reflective, but if you were to not have a light directly shining on it, it does just look white and gray and ashy. So I don't think these were very well thought through. I love the idea, but I think we need to go back to the drawing board with these and figure it out a little bit more because it's not good at all. Okay, we are going to the lips now. We have from Sacheu Beauty, a product I was really, really looking forward to trying, and I've only just featured this recently, so you may be very familiar with it. It's the Double Down Lip Definer. Now, these have a deeper option and a lighter option. So the idea is that it's meant to give you a lip line and a lip balm in the middle at the same time. I have the shades Quick Text, which is like this brownie kind of nude with a pink, and Off Duty, which is a little bit more pinky. I'm actually going to go with Quick Text. Now, last time I used these, I used it the way it's intended, so for the darker around the lip. That's actually not what I like to do with my lip products in general, so I thought, let me try and use it in a way that maybe complements how I like to do my lips. So I'm going to raise my lip, going to line my lip, because I'm not actually going to use the liner that comes with that as a liner, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm actually going to take the darker part in the middle of the lip, because that's how I usually do my lip. I like it to kind of like ombre from darker to lighter. Okay, that's better for me. I'll do a bit of darker around the top here. See, my issue is with these that it's all the same texture. So the darker shade is too balmy. Like, that's lip balm, and it's meant to like define the lip almost like a liner. So why is it glossy? Because we don't want our lip liner to be glossy or glowy. That's nice. I like that. This is why Laneige need to bring back their ombre. Remember the ombre lip products? This is okay. Personal taste. Personal taste. I like the dark into light. I can define lip line with it all. It's all right. It's okay. It needs to be matte, or at least semi-matte. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, yeah. Okay, next up, a sorry to About Face. This is the Supporting Act Serum Setting Spray. Now, listen, when I tell you this smells like oil, when I saw this online, I was like, this looks really good. I really want to try this. It's $19. I'm not a believer in, okay, so listen to this description. This is a hybrid serum spray that preps before makeup, helps hydrate during, sets after with a natural dewy finish. How is this going to be a setting spray, but also a serum and a spray that helps hydrate during layers? How are we gonna set the foundation, which usually needs something, or like, you know, fixing it, which needs something that to like grip, but also be hydrating. Brands need to stop calling every kind of finishing spray, everything like this, a setting spray. This is not a setting spray. This is a hydrating mist. So you mix it all together, obviously, and spray it. It smells like oil. I'm gonna use it anyway. It smells like cooking oil. It doesn't smell good. Listen, I like About Face. Don't get me wrong, by the way. I just think that product's shit. It smells, I can smell it on my face now. It's very strong. It's got a very strong fragrance of oil. It's actually gagging me. It's horrible. If you're kind of sensitive to fragrance like me, yeah, don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay, I'm gonna go with my powder. This is a powder actually, like, this is probably one of the only powders I've used in a long time that I've actually like finished up. Okay, well, this is the finished up look with all the products that I'm not really into. Listen, is it the worst in the world? No, I do actually have to say the spray, this has melted that blush beautifully into my foundation, which is great, but again, does not a setting spray make. That's more of a hydrating mist, right? So it has made the appearance of a blush a lot nicer. It's just the smell. It's just the smell is so horrendous. I would even prefer it to smell like rose. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm still disappointed with the foundation. I'm still disappointed with the lip product. What else am I disappointed in? The blush I'm still disappointed in. I think it's time for me to say goodbye to these products, personally. I keep them hanging around because I'm always like, maybe they'll do better. Maybe they can, you know, maybe they'll, I don't know. But yeah. All right, let me know your opinions down below. Do you own any of these? Have you looked at any of these and thought, oh, I must get those? Have I changed your mind? Let me know. Consider subscribing. Give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you very, very soon. Bye.